Hello viewers, this is Teacher Bernard. So I'm back again with the same topic in mathematics, which is fractions. So for today we're going to learn how to add and subtract fractions. So we are learning addition and subtraction of fractions. So in our previous video we have already defined what a fraction is, where we said a fraction is a number with a numerator and a denominator. A fraction is a number with a numerator and a denominator. So, how do you calculate or how do you solve addition and subtraction of fractions? So, the first example that we have there, we'll look at how to add and subtract fractions with same denominators. So, how do we add or subtract fractions with same denominators? So, this is very simple. So, our first question there, it says solve 3 over 1 plus 2 over 1. So when you observe your two denominators, they are the same. This is 1, that is 1. The second question, this is 3, that is 3. Meaning our question here, it is based on same denominators. So whenever you have fractions with same denominators, this is very simple. So since we have same denominators, meaning you just have to add the two numerators. Add these two numbers which are on top. Every time when you have same denominators, you just add the two numerators. So when you say, so I'll do this. So this is the first step. And then after doing this, so since your denominators are the same, meaning you just need to add 3 plus 2. So this 3 plus 2, just copy and paste. So you say 3 plus 2. And then after writing this, when you want to write your denominator, since this is 1, that is 1, so you just write it once. When you reach at this point, so you add the two numerators there, so 3 plus 2, it will give us 5, over the same denominator, which is 1. So what is 5 divided by 1, or 5 over 1? So this over sign here, it means division. So any number divided by 1, it's the same number. So 5 divided by 1, it will give us 5 as your answer. Let us move on to B. So we are still, so the only difference that is here is we are subtracting. So here we are adding, but now here we are subtracting. So how do you subtract fractions? So it is the same principle of addition. So the first thing, you look at the denominators. So since the denominators are the same, meaning you just need to subtract the two numerators, these two numerators which are on top. So I'll say this 5 minus 2, I'll copy and paste. And then how do I come up with my denominator? You just write these 3 how many times? Once. So you put 3 there. And then after you do this, you subtract. 5 minus 2, it will give us 3. Over the same denominator here, which is 3. So when you reach at this point, 3 over 3, or 3 divided by 3, so any number which enters into itself, your answer is always 1. Any number divided by itself, your answer is always 1 as your answer. Now let us move on to example 2. So our second example there, we'll learn how to add and subtract fractions with different denominators. So since they are, so now we have different denominators, meaning the way that we used to calculate this and this, they will be different. Why? Because here we have different denominators. So our first question there, it says solve 3 over 1 plus 1 over 2. 3 over 1 plus 1 over 2. So the first thing you need to identify, are your two denominators the same or different? So when you look at our denominators, they are different. Meaning you are not supposed to use this technique or this formula or this method that we use, but we use another method. So there are many ways of calculating a question in mathematics, but all that matters is that we get to the final answer. So the way that I'll teach you here, I'll teach you a simpler way, where always when you have two different denominators, the first thing that you do, you introduce x there. So this x here that you have introduced, this is what we call cross multiplication. meaning you need to multiply this 3 by this 2 and this 1 by that 1. So this is what we call cross multiplication. So you only apply or use this technique when your denominators are different. So 3 times 2, it will give us 6. 3 times 2, it will give us 6. Plus, so where am I getting this sign? It is here, it was already here. 1 times 1, it will give us 1. Over, how do you come up with a denominator? So you also multiply the two denominators. So when you say 2 times 1, so remember, any number multiplied by 1, it is the same number. Any number multiplied by 1, it is the same number. So 2 times 1, it will give us 2. When you reach at this point now, this is simple. So you just say 6 plus 1, which will give us 7, over the same denominator, which is 2. So when you reach at this point, in our previous video, we looked at the 3 different types of fractions, where we said whenever your bigger number, it is on top, and the smaller number, it is at the bottom. This is what we call an improper fraction. So whenever you reach at this point and then you have an improper fraction, this is not your final answer. So every time when you reach at this stage, you need to change this improper fraction into a mixed fraction. So how do we change this improper fraction into a mixed fraction? So we just divide this 7 by the 2, which is here. So how many times does 2 go into 7? So 2 into 7, it enters there 3 times, remainder 1. 3 into 7, it enters there 3 times, which is 6, remainder 1. So that remainder that you have, it will be your numerator, over the same denominator, which is 2, as your answer. Question B. Now we are subtracting. So here we are adding, but right now we are subtracting. So again, the same principle. Are the two denominators the same or different? So they are different. So since the two denominators, they are different, what are we supposed to do? So we introduce an x there, which is cross multiplication. So you need to multiply this 6 by the 2 and then this 3 by the 3. So 6 times 2 minus 3 times 3. So 6 times 2, it will give us 12, minus, where is the minus coming from? It is already here. 3 times 3, it will give us 9. Over, how do we come up with our denominator? You multiply these two numbers. 3 times 2, it will give us 6. When you reach at this stage, you just subtract. 12 minus 9, it will give us 3. So you say 3 over 6. Where are we getting the 6 from? So you just maintain the same denominator. 12 minus 9, it will give us 3 over the same denominator, which is 3, which is 6, sorry. When you reach at this point, so since the smaller number, it is on top, the bigger number, it is at the bottom, this is what we call a proper fraction. It is what we call a proper fraction. So in other cases, this will be our final answer. But when you look at our question here, this is 3, that is 6. And then this 3, it can go into itself. And then the same 3 can also go into 6 without leaving a remainder. Meaning, you are going to divide these two numbers by the same 3, which is here. So you say 3 into 3, it enters there 1 time. Over 3 into 6, it enters there 2 times. So meaning our final answer here to be 1 over 2. So where did we get our 1 over 2? So we said when you reach at this stage, this is 3, that is 6. This 3 can go into itself without leaving a remainder, and the same 3 can also go into this 6 without leaving a remainder. Meaning we just need to divide. So 3 into 3, it enters there 1 time, and 3 into 6, it enters there 2 times. So this is all about fractions, addition and subtraction with same denominator and different denominators. But always remember, when you have different denominators, we introduce the x there, we use this technique. But when you have same denominators, there's no need of doing this. You just add or subtract the two numerators. So this is your exercise. So the same exercise, this is very simple because it comprises of everything that we have done here. So I wish you all the best as you are attempting this exercise. Thank you very much.